Here we are. The crown of thorns been put on his head. He's been crucified. 9 o'clock in the morning, he's crucified, mocking going on, rebels around him, laughing at him, but can't help but say truths in their mockery. Amazing.
Yeah.
Verse 33 of Mark 15. At noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. And at 3 in the afternoon, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of those standing near heard this, they said, listen, he's calling Elijah. Someone ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a staff and offered it to Jesus to drink. Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down, he said. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion who stood there in front of Jesus saw how he died, he said, surely this man was the Son of God. Gosh, there's some wonderful things in this, isn't there? Some real classic stuff here. I mean, it's full of important things, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Psalm 22 reappears.
Yep.
You know,
first words of my God, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah. So he's praying the Psalms here.
Yeah.
You know, in his suffering.
Yeah, and fulfilling the scriptures, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the darkness. That's. I mean, I just wonder, like, people that were standing around. It's 3 hours long, this darkness. What must they have been thinking?
Yeah.
You know, what happened? You know, I don't know why, but the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, comes to me when the men at the door are trying to get into to Lot's house. They go blind, and I'm just thinking that moment where they all go blind it must have been such a moment of confusion. And here as well, just what were they thinking? What were people thinking? And
especially when you're hearing
Yeah.
Someone crying out, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah.
It must feel like the end of the world.
Yeah,
mustn't
absolutely.
it?
Yeah. And I just, and it was in one sense, wasn't it?
Yes.
This is Judgment Day.
Yes, to put out the one who created life and light and joy and peace, and we've just extinguished him.
Yeah.
Extinguish the flame,
you're
going to be in the dark.
You get lines like from Peter, you killed the author of life.
Yeah.
The Lord of Glory, and it's incredible.
And yet there's still sort of, I don't know whether it is mockery, but there's confusion going on, isn't there? Oh, listen, he's calling Elijah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not hearing properly, are they?
No.
And then this bloke, I don't know whether he's trying to help, gives him something to drink. Let's see if Elijah comes. It's all sort of unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
Oh, the show still goes on, sort of thing in his mind.
Well, I think it also sort of says they really didn't believe this was about to happen. You know, even to the last moment, they think he's going to pull an ace out of his card. They listened to him and lived with him for 3 years.
Yeah,
and they're still not hearing what he said.
Yeah,
I'm going to die.
Yeah, there's sort of religious sort of stories in their minds, perhaps superstitions in their brain. They're not listening.
Yeah.
And then this event of this curtain is torn in two from top to bottom. Now, you know, people always say this, but it isn't like a little curtain you buy from Harvey's. It's a whacking, very, very thick carpet, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, thicker than a carpet. Massive thing in the temple, separating the holy place, the Holy of Holies, where God is represented, and ordinary people.
Yeah.
And only a priest once a year could go through that curtain, the Day of Atonement, at one-ment with God.
And remember what's on those curtains as well. The angels, you know, they're decorated with the angels, which sort of takes you back to the garden. You know, you're banished. You know,
you are not allowed into the
swords
the
flashing.
And so you've got this darkness, this crying out, Jesus breathing his last, actually dying, and a curtain being ripped in two.
Yeah. From top to bottom.
Saying...
Heaven to earth,
because of this event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the teaching of it.
Yeah.
Because of this event, there's entry to God.
Yeah.
There's entrance to the paradise.
Yeah.
To the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
In that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back. I mean, it is.
And so then with all these religious leaders and all these people going on and all of their quoting and hearing the scriptures quoted, they don't understand. But here's this Roman centurion who's probably executed many people, I guess, certainly seen death.
Yeah.
And he's super struck by it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the ones who should have known it, the ones who were steeped in the Old Testament and in all the prophecies, they should have seen this coming. They should have been able to peg it. But the person that the one person in the story who you would least expect to have truth come out of his mouth says the true statement.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of shows again, like Mark, if he's writing in Rome, what an encouragement. For the church, for that little church to hear. There's this gospel is going to reach, to the highest levels of your world.
Yeah.
When you see that Roman centurion, all those Roman soldiers.
Yeah.
And they, maybe they're even busting into your meeting.
Yeah.
To break it up and put you in prison. Just remember.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't said what he said yet, but he said, surely this man was the Son of God. But it's quite interesting because it says, and when the centurion who stood there in front of Jesus saw how he died, he said.
Yeah.
So there's something about the death. So again, Mark is trying to show us.
Yeah.
You've got to interpret this death. You've got to understand what it's about. And it's revealing who he is.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you think a death like this, you would say, surely this man was put to death unfairly. Yeah. Surely this was, the prejudice of those religious bunch. Surely this was a misunderstood man. Yeah. But he doesn't. He says, surely this is the Son of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the highest title he could give him, and actually, in saying that, he is committing an act of treason.
Yes, because his only Caesar is. Yeah. And then it's how Mark began his gospel.
Right. Yeah.
The beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the Son of God.
Yeah.
And this is what the gospel is. This is coming up to the crown of thorns, isn't it?
Yeah.
To show that he is the King that saves people. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay,
Fantastic.
What else have we got?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what else do you want? Do you know?
What would you say to
Well,
people?
I think, I mean, going back to his words, my God, why have you forsaken me? There's lots of times in life where we think we're in a place where we think God's forsaken us, but this Jesus says this, takes these words to his lips, and he's taking on he's not just in a place of suffering. His life isn't just a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah,
he's bearing
sin of the world,
the wrath of God. He's taking the weight of sin on himself.
Yeah,
he knows what it is, what it really feels like to be forsaken, and he does it so that we won't be forsaken.
We won't have to say those words.
No, never. It might feel like it in our experience of what we're going through in life right now, but it will never be true.
No,
it will never be true.
What man meant for evil, God meant for good.
Yeah.
So we've got to be careful, haven't we? We don't sort of whinge on about lockdown. In our
and that's not to say that
aren't we having it rough?
Yeah,
we are.
Yeah,
but God uses those things. For the salvation of the world.
And we're not alone in that. God Himself suffered.
Yeah.
There's no other religion like that.
No.
There's no other world faith like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Incredible.
We must stop. So have a think about that. It's fantastic. I hope you see that Jesus is the Son of God, and like the centurion, come to know Him.
Yeah.
And
declare it.
I guess the bloke joined the church, and then you got Rufus there as well. Hello, Rufus. Brilliant.
I've got a dog. I might call him Rufus.
Yeah. All right. See you next time.